Hey everybody, how y'all doing? Are you hey okay? In your neck of the woods, so what up? What up? Manners and respect, man. I your girl, Debbie from Donga Yard. Welcome you all to the Jamaican kitchen. Welcome once more. It is the Jamaican cooking journey. If you're new right on over here, special welcome. Those of you who were there with me from the beginning of this journey and you're still here, manners and respect. On today's episode of the Jamaican cooking journey, I'll be sharing with you some split pea stew, and in this stew I'm going to be putting some good old Jamaican saltfish. You know, saltfish, you see it's all dried and all of that. So we are gonna, you could make this stew with pickled meat like salt beef, pigtail, and all of them look something there. But I have on this saltfish ready today, so I'll be sharing with you some split peas and saltfish stew. Now the very first thing I'm gonna do, I throw out some of this. I have this yellow split peas. I throw out some of it out of this bag. If I find a container, I put the rest of it when I am through. So I'm just gonna eyeball it out. This is about 10 ounces of saltfish. So I think I go on probably about 3 cups. I'm just gonna eyeball out that, and that look like about 3 cups in that. Dad, can you say good morning? Yeah, man. That look like about 3 cups.
Good morning, families.
Alright. So what me I gonna do with this thing, you know, I'm gonna just be washing it right under the pipe like that. So this is pretty clean, family, so I'm not have to search it out. It's not the type that you have to be searching for like ones that are bad. So I'm just heat a little wash under the pipe. You see, you smell it start coming up already. Okay. So I'm washing under the pipe and I'm rinsing out my bowl. I'm gonna let it drain a little. All drained, and I'm going to be putting it in my bowl here, and I'm going to be leaving it to soak in some regular tap water for about 2 hours. Right? This is what I'm going to be doing. Remember, I'm not joke nothing, I'm just eyeball it also. 2 hours time. That's it. Saltfish. I'm gonna be washing this heavy pickling salt from my saltfish. So just hold it up under the top, you know, cold water, yeah. And as you do, you take your time gently. Remember, it has bones, and you take and just gently slide off that heavy pickling salt. I'll wash pickling salt off, and I'm just gonna go right now and put a whole lot of water on this saltfish. Cover it up all over, and I'm gonna leave it still in the pre-soaking mode for the same 2 hours as the peas. So I'll see you in the next clip. So okay, now family, this is my split peas all soaked up. So I'm gonna put it into this pot here, and I'm gonna bring it to a boil, because when it starts boiling, it produces some froth, and so I want to get it start boiling off, because I am going to be using my pressure pot to cook this thing. And then something I take a little time for cook, you know. So if you want to do it and spare the time of day where you have it on a boil for 2-3 hours, you can go ahead. But for me, I just want to do it in my pressure pot. But I want to get it come to a boil in a regular pot, and then take off the froth. I'll show you that. And then I'm going to move it to my pressure pot, where it will just take like just a small amount of time to cook. Alright, so I have it there, and I'll add a little more water to it and leave it to come to a boil, not covering it because it froths, so it will let the froth come right over and just mess up the stew. Okay, right? So this is it, and I might remove some too. I'm not sure. When it is finished cooked, properly cooked, pressured, I'll know if I'm to save back some. Okay, so I'll leave it there and let it come to a boil. Okay, this now is my saltfish. I am gonna change the water now and this will be the second water. So when you see me in the next clip, I'll be taking off the froth, and this will be here again, soaking for probably another hour and a half or two, and then I'll scald it off and have it ready to put with my split peas to make my stew. So family, I'm gonna lower the flame. It has started boiling now. So this is what I'm talking about. I want to remove this, because if I put it in the pressure cooker, or if I'm cooking it, we don't really want these at the top there. So you take your time, as I tell you. Most of these things that we do in cooking is time. You just make sure you go timely, like a slow cooker sometimes, you know. You put your stuff in a slow cooker, you season it up and you put it all in your slow cooker overnight, and it stays right there. And when you come next morning, it's all nice. You just finish gel it down and all of them something. So we try to get out as much as possible of this off it when you start cooking it. And see, it's cooking. Now you can let it cook to how you want it in this pot, but I am not gonna do that. As I tell you, I am gonna use my pressure pot. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna turn off my flame, let it cool down a bit, and I'll just transfer it to my pressure pot right here. I'll transfer it to my pressure pot, fam. I have 5 cloves of smashed garlic, and I'm gonna put it in there. There's gonna cook, melt out in there, and give it a little flavor. I'm gonna be starting it off with a little salt, maybe about a teaspoon of salt, as I would do with any peas. Give it a little stir. I have some hot water there. I'm gonna bring up the water a little more. Remember, I'm pressuring, so I'm gonna need not whole pot full of water and all of that. I'm gonna cover it down, and I'm gonna pressure it on the medium. I'm not gonna pressure it on high, so I just want to let it just go timely and slow. I'm gonna cover it right off right here now, and I'm gonna do it on the medium, and that will take about 20 minutes, knowing the nature of this pressure cooker that I have. So I'm gonna leave it on about 2, so for about 20 minutes with this pressure cooker from the time it starts. So my saltfish is here, still in soaking mode. So in the next clip, I'll have it all scalded off, and when you see me back, that split peas will be cooked to how I want it. I'll show you, and then we are going to proceed now to put this split peas and the saltfish stew together. I am at the next clip, family, and this is my cooked to how I want it. If I should have cooked it on its own, it would take me hours. So this is how soupy I want it. So I am making here some pinners. I'm making dough for some pinners. So what I'm gonna be doing now, I'm gonna be putting a little turmeric in there. I'm gonna get my flame up. Gonna be putting a little turmeric. Maybe I might need a little more later on. Not sure. So dissolve it. Remember, the turmeric powder, you have to try to dissolve it to the best of your ability. I'm not sure if I might want some more. Maybe not. So I'm dissolving this for now. Alright. Right here, I'm gonna be putting in some pinners now. I'm gonna be making them really small, slender. I'm not gonna be making them fat like this. So I'm gonna be putting probably about a 2 dozen and there. So let me break here and show you. I've done some prepping right here. I have chopped up some scallions in here. I have 3 colors, different colors, bell peppers, red, yellow, and green, and I have a good amount of chopped onions. Right here I have reasonable amount of chopped scallions. I have some French thyme. Some people say it's oregano, but it's not. Actually, I thought it was, but when I realized the oregano looks like it, but it's not as thick and fluffy. And this is some green parsley. I have gone ahead, I have scalded, and I have picked up my saltfish. I have here some red bell peppers. Gonna be adding later on some garam masala. I have here some spiced ginger and all of that. So I'll be getting this thing all together. So let me go put some more pinners in this part of the stew and come back. So okay, now my peanuts are in, and you want to be at in between that level there, between low and medium. You don't want to be too high. And we're gonna deal with that thing up on a level. So you're gonna put in all of your herbs, your scallions. I'm gonna put in my parsley. Don't use the big sticks like this. Just use the leaves, green parsley, and that French thyme, or whatever you call it. And I'm gonna be putting in all of these, the chopped scallions, no, the chopped onions and bell peppers. And you family don't want to do too much of this bell pepper. Please don't do too much of it, right? So you're gonna stir it in, and this is what it looks like. I'm gonna put in saltfish and then something there. You also want to reserve some of what came out, some of the cooked and mashed split peas. So if it gets too thick, you can, because this one is water, you can use a little. But if you don't have none left back, you can always use your water. So you want to make sure, say, you're there, because you see, you have your peanuts. Then what is any form of stew without peanuts? If you don't want to go straight white flour, you can deal with the thing that you can use your you can use a little cornmeal or your whole wheat flour in your thing. Do your thing. Do what you want to do. I'm going to be putting in 2 pegs of fresh garlic. Remember, I put in 5. So all of that did pressure out in there. So I'm going to grate now 2 pegs. That's really like, I would say small pegs. Or if you have a big one, you just use one. And put up some, vamp up this thing with some fresh garlic flavor. Let us get it all in, and I think we are at the point where we are going to settle with that color here. Nice, and all of that and everything have gone in there. So we did pressure with a little bit of salt. So you could taste it now. Salt is good. Wow, at this point, because we have the saltfish with a little salty taste. Wow, this is so good that we feel like we're going to start eat already. So you are going, I know Dad is not a fan of this, so I'm going to cover, leave it on the low. I'll give about 15 minutes and return. I'll soon come. Okay, so family, with all these herbs and all of this split peas, look at that. Look at that. You want to put in your saltfish. No. Why? Because you want the saltfish, the pickle taste from it will start, you know, flavor up the stew, and also to absorb all of those herbs. Now that you put it in, you want to give it a little stir. And look at the saltfish in there. Remember to scrape around your edges as you go along and get everything back down into the stew. This is going to be a whopper of a stew. Alright, now we are going to flavor up a bit with a little of our dried spices. You can grate a little ginger, but take care you don't have the strings in there. I'm going to be putting in some of this ginger. I'm going to want to put too much and all of that. It smells really nice though. I'm going to be putting in a teaspoon of some garam masala. And you know, so the garam masala, it'll go on, it'll happen. Okay, let us give it a little stir. Remember, you're supposed to be on the low right now, so you're going to incorporate all of this thing. Remember, it depends on the turmeric you're using too. So if you realize that you're going to need a little more turmeric, you do just that. See there now, this is where it's hot. And for eat, you might want to put in some any pepper of choice, but me don't have no Scotch bonnet, so I'm going to be putting in some red pepper flakes. Put in to as much. Dad not eat this, so I can put as much in there. Alright, so final stir. We are going to turn it down. Let all those dried spices, all that saltfish pickle, and all of this red pepper seed, where you say we're putting dried red pepper seeds and all of that. Everybody are going to do a nice little jelly on the low. When you see me next, I'm going to plate it up. I soon come. There you have it, family, all plated up for you with some white rice. And I just use some finely diced red tomatoes to just, you know, get a little look at the top there. From my kitchen to yours, from my Jamaican kitchen to your family table, to your palate, and most of all to your stomach. It is my saltfish and split peas stew done just for you. Remember to make sure you give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up my videos if you think they so deserve it. Remember to make sure that you are subscribed. Hit the notification bell, press the option that says all, so you won't be left out when notifications are going out. Thanks for the love, thanks for the support. In the description of this video will be all my info to get on to me. Be you, do you. Most of all, love you some split peas and saltfish stew.